And we welcome you to a track that needs no introduction, the Daytona International Speedway. These 13 drivers are prepared for the halfway point of the regular season at this giant super speedway. A track where you never have to lift off the throttle will make for some great racing this afternoon. Now let's take a look at your starting lineup. On the pole is Ryan Newman. After finishing last in last week's race at Phoenix, he's definitely hoping for redemption today. And then a super speedway ace, Dale Jr., starts at his outside. Then starting towards the back, you got drivers like Denny Hamlin, Tony Stewart, Jimmy Johnson, and Kyle Busch, all previous winners at this racetrack. We'll see what they can do today. But for now, let's throw it down trackside where Navy sailor Aidan Miller gives those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines.
And with that, we are ready to bring the noise here at Daytona International Speedway, but as the cars roll off, we're going to take a quick look at a size comparison between a standard 1/64th scale diecast and these Nano Speed cars. As you see Tony Stewart make a lap around Daytona, and whoa, look out, there's his 1/64th scale counterpart. That's about the size of a Hot Wheels car, 3 inches by 1 inch. And then you look at the Nano Speed car, about a third of the size being 1 inch by ½ inch. Much smaller cars, but the same great racing action as they make their way turn 4. The pace car is going to roll off, and Ryan Newman is going to lead this field of 13 cars to the green flag. We're racing at Daytona. Somewhat slow start as the field makes their way into turn 1. You'll notice the banking here at this track is a lot more extreme than any other track we visit in this series, so that'll be a big thing to watch out for today as Ryan Newman is going to try and clear Dale Earnhardt Jr. down the back straightaway. He's got a mirror full of those Roush cars, Biffle, Edwards, and Kenseth all in a little grouping right there. He'll have to hold them all off if he wants to win this race. There's also no stage brakes, so these guys are going to be going hard all the way to the finish. Only took about a lap, but we're already up to 200-mile-per-hour speeds as the drivers make their way through turns 1 and 2. And Tony Stewart's going to look to the outside, making it 3 wide in the back. Some of these drivers are making it look like it's the last lap, and Kenseth's going to move down in line, and he's going to shuffle Jr. out to the outside. Now the 88 is just a sitting duck, and the 39 car might just be a fish out of water with these Roush cars lined up behind him. How long can he hold them off? He's going to have to hug that yellow line on the bottom. Looking at this flyby shot of turn 2, you can see just how much the 16 car is sucked up to the back bumper of the 39, but drivers have made it very clear Ryan Newman is one of the hardest to pass ever on the racetrack, so it'll take a lot to get by him. Newman's going to run up the racetrack. Biffle looks low. He's not going to get there. Newman moves back down. Really aggressive move by the 39 car. He could have very well gotten turned right there by Greg Biffle, and now the outside lane starting to form pretty well with Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart leading them. Heading down the back straightaway now, Newman continuing to block that position. Biffle looks low again. There's only so many times he can do that. He's going to move him up the track. Newman is going to move up, and now Greg Biffle is going to go to the lead with the Roush Fords behind him. First lead change of the day, and now Greg Biffle has set sail. Now, how can these guys hold off the rest of the field? You got 10 other drivers out there who want to steal their thunder away. Down the back straightaway, Matt Kenseth gets turned into the outside wall. Newman spun. Carl Edwards flips. Terrible wreck down the back. 5, 6, 7 cars involved in that wreck down the back straightaway. Matt Kenseth's car is totaled. He was running second. Such a disappointment to him. We got to take a look at a replay of that. Heading down the backstretch, it looks like the 17 just moved up a little too far, spun off the bumper of the 39, and the 99 went for a wild ride. Terrible wreck down the backstretch. Takes out a lot of really good cars as we are now under the red flag. Looks like Newman will be able to continue, but he does have a tire rub. They're going to have to take a look at that. The cars stop on the front stretch as we take another look at that wreck. That has got to be the biggest crash we've ever seen in this series. Now the cars are rolling again, and we're back under the green flag. Greg Biffle leads us down. Only 8 cars left in this race. That should make for an interesting battle to the finish as we only have 4 laps to go. Denny Hamlin giving a huge push to the 16 on the bottom lane. Oh, look at that run down the back straightaway. He might push him by the 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. The outside lane just doesn't have the power to stay with those cars on the bottom lane. Now Denny Hamlin's going to continue to push. He's pushing him at a bad angle. They're going to head through the tri-oval. He spins. Greg Biffle into the inside wall. Caution is out. Race leader Greg Biffle just got spun off the bumper of Denny Hamlin. Let's take a look at a replay. Looks like the 11 just pushed him at a really sketchy angle and spins him through the infield grass. He's going to get towed away right here. He will be the 6th car out of contention before the end of this race. Extremely disappointing for the 16, but now we have 7 cars left to finish this race. Denny Hamlin is going to lead us down. Out of the tri-oval they go. Tony Stewart giving a huge shove to the 88 car on the outside lane. They're going to go to the lead. The first lead change we've had from the outside lane all day. Now the 48 and the 5 are going to line up behind him, but the 88 and the 14 have checked out through turns 3 and 4. Look no further than the 2004 Daytona 500 to tell you just how well these two work together at plate tracks, and now we're in the final lap. Jimmie Johnson's going to look high with Kasey Kahne, but not much is going to happen. They're able to get there, but not able to hold their ground against the 88 and the 14. Down the back straightaway, I think they just have to hug that double yellow line, and they'll be able to get back to the finish. But the question is, who's going to win the race? The 88 or the 14 out of the corner, side by side, wreck behind them. It's going to be Tony Stewart.
Oh, we'll take that.
What a finish. Tony Stewart wins at Daytona in a side-by-side finish. 3 cars taken out on the final corner. Let's take a look at the replay. Jimmie Johnson gets spun into Joey Logano, but the real show is right here. Tony Stewart wins over Dale Earnhardt Jr. by just a bumper. Looking at the results, only 4 cars actually crossed the finish line to end this race. An absolute wreck fest today, but it was a lot of fun to watch. Tony Stewart is your winner. The margin of victory had to be less than 1/4 of an inch, and Tony Stewart is going to start doing his celebration on the front stretch. Taking a look at the point standings, we are now past the halfway point of the regular season. 3 drivers locked in. Who else is going to get there in these next 2 weeks? We can begin to find out next week at Darlington for the 4th race, but for now, Tony Stewart celebrates in victory lane as your winner at the Daytona International Speedway. Thank you for tuning into this race today. We hope you like, comment, and subscribe, and you join us for the next one. But until then, this is Elly Productions 49, signing out. He's going to have to try and race his way by the 17, and it's going to work. He's going to clear him. Only 2 laps to go, and Logano has set his sights on the leaders. But they have basically checked out, but they are still battling.